All right, we're rolling. Microphone, please. Can you hear me well? Good morning. Welcome to day 2 of Current 2025. I'm extremely excited that I was able to find this extremely popular spot because usually this time there's a lot of people here and people want to do this. And I decided, okay, so I'll talk to you about something that excites me. I don't know if it excites you today, but hopefully after this presentation and after this talk, you also will be excited. So how many of you not using VS Code? Okay, let's start from the very beginning. How many of you developers here? You're writing some code, okay, good stuff, good stuff. And you're writing some Kafka code, or you Kafka producer, consumer, any stream processing. What the languages we prefer? Java people, my people here, few people. Scala people. Oh shit, yeah, sorry. Not this talk for you. Python, Go. Anyone writing Rust code for Kafka, for money, or for food? Oh, Deeptiman is here, so we can talk about Python. Let's go. So I cannot say that I'm a biggest the fan of VS Code, but people have spoken, and it is quite popular IDE among the developers. And we also at Confluent, we realized that this is also most accessible ways for people to start doing things with Kafka. So that's why yesterday we talk about some of the new features at the keynote from the VS Code extension. So I would like to demonstrate some of those things today for you. So you will also be excited, and you will come back home, talk to your colleagues, and get them excited too as well. My name is Viktor Gamov. I work as a principal developer advocate at a company called Confluent. You probably heard about this. Founded by original creators of Apache Kafka. We do the best managed service in the Kafka world, but also we do a lot of things around the stream processing, Flink, Kafka streams, with the real-time analytics and the iceberg and all these kind of things. And only today you can get the discount from Manning for my book, Apache Kafka in Action, but enough about me. This is probably the most important slide for all this presentation because there will be no other slides. So I will drive everything from this beautiful thing that's called Confluent extension for VS Code. And this is something that you need to have installed and use every day. And I will try to convince you or make a point that this is something that you need to literally open every day and do a lot of things if you do something with Kafka. All right? So everyone got this QR code? They got the URL? And since we're on the subject, I also do a lot of live presentation. I love to do live streams. Hopefully I will see you upcoming Streaming Frontiers. It's a live web show on our YouTube channel and our LinkedIn. Right now we have this kind of like a monthly cadence. So we're running this every month, but every Wednesday. But if there would be a popular demand, we might change this cadence for to meet you more frequently. And that's it. So I don't have any more slides. So we just jump right into this place. How we go about code? The size of the screen. Everyone on the back tables, we see it. Now, so when you start VS Code, the first thing that you need to do, you just installed VS Code or already have it. The first thing that's at least I do, I just go to Extension tab, type Confluent, click Install. And that's it. So the installation is done. So this extension designed to be used with any Kafka installation. We don't discriminate based on your preference of Kafka. Even though the best experience you have obviously with Confluent Cloud, it's beyond the point. If you have Kafka, you go here into Apache Kafka, you go download Kafka, you get 4.0, you download this, the binaries, you run this. If you enjoy going through the pain, because usually you need to go through the bunch of scripts, you need to run this script, this script, this script. But after today, your preferred way would be something like this. You go to this tab. Obviously, we need to do a restart because we just installed something. We go into this tab, and if it will not crash, we will have some cool stuff here. Please don't crash. That's the beauty of live demos. Everything could crash or might not crash. Plus, conference Wi-Fi. Come on, you're embarrassing me in front of people. What is happening? What is happening? As a software engineer, there's two types of software that I enjoy, and which one is it works. So for some reason it doesn't. So let's do me disable, restart extension, enable, and let's see if it's not gonna crash again. Okay. Okay. One more time. And here we go. All right. At least it works. Live demo. Now, beyond the point. There's a button here. There's a bunch of panels that you can see here. And we support multiple installations. Confluent Cloud, we're going to return to this one local. This is one I want to show you. So every time when you need to start writing new Kafka application, what are you going to do? You just go here, click local. You need to select which version of the image to run. In this particular case, I'm running the latest and greatest with Confluent local, with schema registry, and I click enter. It will ask me, it should not ask me any questions. It will start schema registry and the Kafka container. If you didn't have it, it will download this for you. If you have this, it should be really, really fast. Now, and in this particular case, I do have a Kafka cluster that has already some information. So I ran this before. So, and the first thing that you want to do usually, you do something like a topic.list, and you see all the topics. So immediately when you click here in this extension, you will see topics. And also you can notice that immediately some of the topics have schemas, some of the topics don't have schemas. And in this particular case, I do have some information about flights. It's an auto-generated thing. So I can go ahead and click this button. Says that looks like an envelope. And immediately we start consuming messages from this topic. There are a lot of going on here in this particular panel. So we will have ability to traverse around this topic. We can consume for multiple partitions. We can consume from beginning. We can consume from our latest and greatest messages. So, and also we have this like a really nifty timeline. So we can also go around and see what kind of messages we have here in this particular topic. So we can go ahead and click one of those bars. And in this case, it will just give the messages from within this particular timestamp. Naturally, you're expecting to also see the content of this message. So we're going to go and double click here for this message, and we will see a representation of this message in a JSON format. We see what kind of partition I see, and you see as well. We can see the value of this message. And important thing is that we also can figure out what format we are storing our data. In this particular case, I prefer Avro for my data formats, but also protobuf and the JSON schema, and just like plain strings also supported. So extension is quite smart in terms of like figuring out what is going on there. How many of you done this Kafka consumer from console, and you try to consume Avro message with the regular Kafka consumer, and after that you see what kind of stuff is going on your console? Not anymore. So you will be able to just like go and browse your topics. So let me quickly show you. For example, we do have this like a schemas topic that is used by schema registry in order to store schema. So if we can go ahead and try to see what kind of messages we hear, it's still be able to read some information, even though this information might be not very useful because this information would be used by schema registry and things like that. But hey, you will be able to see keys, values. Let's see key in this particular case. that's the topic that stores schema for my flights topics. And you will be able to see this without any extra tools. So that's pretty exciting. Now, but Victor, I don't want to use your image. I want to use my own Kafka, and I want to use, say, like Apache Kafka image. So not a problem. If I would have, say I have already development environment that is built around Docker Compose. So in this particular case, I have this Docker Compose that runs the Apache Kafka 4.0. Anyone running Kafka 4.0 in production these days? In the past, I had more adventurous communities. So you guys need to, which version? 3.9? 3.8? 3.7? Okay, all right, at least it's a 3. Anyone running Kafka 2 point something? All right, good people. Now, so what I can do here, I can do and say Docker Compose up, and now it will start download my dependencies. That was what is happening when you try to do latest image on the conference Wi-Fi. That was a mistake. So let me quickly fix this, and we will keep only Kafka in schema registry. This stuff we don't need for now. So I'll start this container. And as you notice, that it started and there was no conflicts because I already have a Kafka running here in a Docker Compose. And the reason for that, every time when we'll be using the extension with the local deployment, we will be able to get the bootstrap server information that would look like this. So when we start this local deployment, it will not interfere with your Kafka and processes running. It generates some random code. And every time if you're interested to do something with this topic outside of this extension, you will be able to do this by going here and saying like a copy a bootstrap server. I don't know how many times when I was starting the different Kafka versions, I get the port conflicts, and now not anymore. So now you will also notice there's a one tiny thing here, says my local Docker. Let's take a look on this. So the Confluent extension for Visual Studio Code also supports what we call direct connection. So that's why I said like you can connect any type of Apache Kafka capable system, meaning that it's not necessarily needs to be Kafka at all. It can be WarpStream, for example. So you will be able to connect this directly from this extension. So you can see the connection type. You can even connect other thing. It's just something that you need to kind of like for your own convenience. You specify, so in this case it says Apache Kafka, let's keep it that way. Specify bootstrap server in this particular case. This is the way how it's configured in my Docker Compose here. So it will be exposing this port. And also I can connect to schema registry through security enable or security disable. So it doesn't matter. Another thing that you will be able to do, connection, this information about this connection can be shared. I can save this information into file. So let's save it somewhere, the VS Code folder. And now if you will be sharing the code for your application, you can also include this connection information, and your colleagues will be able to just import in their Visual Studio Code extension, and they will have a connection to whatever distribution you will be sharing. So that's pretty cool. Or even like if you have multiple laptops running the same configurations and you want to migrate those settings between, I think it's pretty neat. Is it neat? Like, do you see how it's useful? I think it's awesome, no? And now from these topics, what I also can do, I can see what kind of messages I have here, a kind of schema. Obviously, I started the new container, so there's nothing here. So let's move on. Now, next thing is that this extension now also supports connection to Confluent Cloud, so I can click this small icon that looks like a door. At least it looks like a door for me. And I go, say, log into my Confluent Cloud account. And now all sorts of passwords. Let's see. And now I be able to see all my environments in my account. In this particular case, I'm interested in this environment, cluster 42, and I see all sorts of things here. So immediately, within less than like 10 minutes, I can connect to 3 different locations for your Kafka cluster. I think it's pretty cool. And again, I can go ahead, the same experience you will see here, say flights, topics, I will be able to do this. Now, but Victor, what if I don't have any messages in my Kafka topic? How I can do that? Because that's the typical thing. You saw the messages, you happy when you saw messages there, you checked another topic, you don't have any messages, so what do you want to do? You want to produce these messages. So in Confluent Cloud Extension, you also have this producer button where you can select some of the data. So let me show you how you can do that. So first of all, here in the bottom, there's a icon that looks like a brackets. When I click it, it will dumps all the messages from this particular topic into file. So that's also a neat feature when you need to back up your data somehow. This information will contain also like the same messages that we saw the second ago. It has the partition information, offset, timestamp, all sorts of values. And what you can do is you say new topic. Let's call it flights from file. Enter partition count. I like 6. Victor, but why 6? Because it's more than 5 and less than 7. That's it. Replication factor. Thank you. That was good. Good comment. Someone whistled. Now we have this topic where I can go and produce messages, and Visual Studio Extension will be able to figure out there's some JSON file already open, so I can get this file. And there's also opportunity for me to define a schema for this for this message. I can select the schema for key and for value. I think I need to schema only for value. In this case, there's no schema, but let's produce without schema, and after that we can attach schema at the end. So let's go ahead and do this. We're going to do this without schema. It says like producing 25,000 messages, goes from computer over conference Wi-Fi into the cloud, into the space. So hopefully we'll see some activity in this topic. And the way how we can check it, obviously we can connect and see. Voila, we do have some messages. And again, since I didn't specify schema, it just produced this as is, right? So it's produced this in a value format of JSON. But we do have a schema here. For the topics that already have schema, we have opportunity to copy this schema. So this is the schema. I can modify and evolve schema if you do in any type of operation with your schemas. And where is it? And we can upload a new version of schema. So let's try to do that. So inside my schema registry, I can create a Avro. I can take this schema here. I can paste it here. I can click upload schema to schema registry. So that's where's my new file? Let's save it. Actually, this already schema here, so I don't need to even create this one. So I'm going ahead and saying upload new schema. That's the schema that we're uploading in Avro format. Now, with schema, you can have the key schema, value schema. So in this particular case, we are interested in flights from file-value. So we create new subjects. We call it flights from file-value. All right. Now, if I click refresh, flights from file should be able to pick up this schema. After a few seconds, hopefully. Let's see if we can do this in the UI. Yep. So cluster 42. Not sure if it's a conference Wi-Fi or whatnot. So now, cluster from file, data contracts, schema is here. I think it's pretty awesome, no? Like, round of applause. I just copy paste things around and it just works. So that's how you want your tools to be. You don't need to debug your tools. You need to trust your tools. And this tool is quite reliable. I cannot say this for conference Wi-Fi, but the tool itself, did the thing. Now, we have a Kafka, we have a cloud, we have a Docker. Now, what do you want to see? Victor, show us Flink. Yes, someone says Flink. Now, this extension has a couple things that allows you to integrate with Flink. The first thing is that since it has integration with Confluent Cloud, it has integration with Flink inside Confluent Cloud. So one of the things that you can see here from when we will be looking into my resources in my Confluent Cloud, apart from the Kafka cluster, schema registry cluster, I do have this Flink compute pool that I can go, click it here, and there should be a list of Flink statements. Let me put this on the separate tab so I can open this for you. So that's the compute pool that I already deployed in my Confluent Cloud. So I will be able to see what kind of statements are running, what kind of statements failed. So for example, I do have this statement that I'm running. In this particular case, it is a create table from select type of statement that will be doing something with my flight data, the things that I just deployed into Flink statement that I deployed in Confluent Cloud. Now, let's try to do something with this, right? So I'm go ahead and do, let's create a new file. Let's call it my something. We'll save it somewhere. Let me do this. Save as. Let's go select Flink SQL. So with this extension, if I would put this like Flink SQL extension, it will figure out it is the Flink extension. And now on top here, I will be able to select a context for my statement. I can select compute pool, catalog, and database. The way how it's translated in Confluent Cloud, it will be environment and Kafka cluster. So let's select compute pool. That's my workshop. That's my compute pool. My catalog, in this case, my cluster. And it doesn't look like a my cluster. Let's see. That's my compute pool. It should be cluster 42. It's cluster 42. That's my cluster. Now it looks like my cluster. Cluster 42. So I will be able to do what kind of route analytics? Select from route. Star from route analytics. So, and after that, submit statement. So it will take the statement, submit this into Confluent Cloud, and start getting results from this topic in a few seconds. It will take some time in order to, conference Wi-Fi, send things into the space, into the cloud. I'm just stalling, obviously. Now, statement is running, so I will be able to run my Flink statement queries on top of the, my existing data. Now, where's Diptyman? I prepared like a very cool piece of demo for him, and he left. Now, inside this Flink compute pool, one of the things what I can do is not only go and query this topic or writing queries, but in the very beginning, I asked you how many of you are developers, so you're probably writing some code. What you can do here, you can do generate project from this resource. So we will be able to provide you a kind of like a project template for using this with Confluent Cloud. So in this particular case, my friend Diptyman, he's a huge fan of Python, so I'm not going to show you Java. I'm going to go with the Python for Confluent Cloud. And one of the things that usually people are struggling with, it will be, we'll have a situation when you need to go and find like your environment, your configurations. And we already pre-populated this information, specifically organization ID, environment ID, compute pool ID. So one of the things what I need to do, Flink key, and I need to put the secret. Don't tell anyone this secret key. So what I will be able to do, generate and save with code. I can do this in the current window. And one of the things that we're getting the Python projects. For this project, what I can do here is Poetry install. We're using this modern, that's what I was told, that the Poetry is the modern way to do the Python deployment. No one using pip anymore. Any Python developers who can confirm or deny, say, is it Poetry still? I have no idea. I'm not using Python. I'm a hardcore Java guy. Not Scala, though. Never. So if we can go across the README for this project, we would know that in order to run this, we need to do a few commands, and this project already have some examples. This is something like it's going to be homework. This is something that you can go explore yourself. Look at the table API code, how it works in the Python. But in this particular case, what I'm interested in is only running two commands. One command would be, it was somewhere here, I remember, Poetry. Yeah, Poetry install, we run this, and there would be Poetry run hello world. And in this case, this hello world application will execute a bunch of Flink statements for some data that we're running in Confluent Cloud. Again, we will be able to go and see this, these things in, that's surprisingly why it's disconnected. I need to talk to my people in engineering. Let's go back into this. We're going to continue, get back to my environment with my Flink workshop. And this is the table API statements that will be running inside the Confluent Cloud that's submitted from the application that was created from this compute pool inside Visual Studio Code Extension. I think it's impressive. Like, I showed you multiple things today. Now, you will be able to run your Kafka, whenever Kafka you're running. I didn't show you one thing, probably I didn't show you how you can run this from the tarball, but it's still also possible. If you start this, you will be able to connect this. I show you how we can connect to any Kafka through the Docker, local Kafka deployment, Confluent Cloud, schema registry work, evolution with the schema, consumption of the messages, deploying Flink jobs in Confluent Cloud, and getting the project templates. If you're not in the Flink jazz, but you still want to do any type of Java or whatever application development, there's a bunch of different examples and the templates for the projects. If they say Golang is your cup of tea, you will be able to do the same things, and this is something for you to explore. My name is Viktor Gamov, and as always, have a nice day. I'm available for enhanced interrogation outside of this room, and thanks so much for coming.